You may now begin your presentation.
David has had some hard times rebounding from incarceration. He's ready to turn his life around, but doesn't know where to start.
Pamela was once in an abusive relationship. It took everything she had to walk away. Now she's left with finding a job with no skills to start a career.
Jeff is about to graduate high school, but doesn't see much hope in his future. He feels as if his path is uncertain, lacking direction and purpose.
Alone, each of these people were aimless, frustrated, and wondering how they could change their lives.
But when united with a goal, the right skills, and with people empowering them to make a difference, when united with Belmont and Enactus, each found their purpose.
Their confidence.
Strength to move from powerless to powerful.
In this presentation, we're excited to discuss the names of many people who we've united with through 4 of our most compelling projects. But before we do that, we'd like to give you an update on some familiar faces, those who mentioned our presentations throughout the years, people who we worked with this past year and our legacy projects, to let you know how they're doing today.
Bali Pesabene is a Guatemalan with a heart to help others in need across Guatemala. And with fashionABLE, our organization, we raised over $600,000 in capital in order to help them restructure from a nonprofit to a for-profit entity. His business now supplies to more than 370 retail vendors.
With Gwen and Suzanne of 147 Million Orphans, we helped them attack trademark infringement issues, as well as create a Bike Across America campaign to raise awareness and support for the orphan crisis. Thus far, we've helped over 250 families adopt orphan children.
Our own nonprofit, Springback Recycling, has a new location in Charlotte, North Carolina, and has diverted over 60,000 mattresses. That's 4.5 million pounds of waste away from landfills this year alone.
And at our second annual Enactus conference, we hosted 7 universities with more than 75 faculty and students helping to unite Enactus teams across the country.
Although we're proud of the work we've done with these legacy projects, we think you'll also enjoy hearing about the next 4 programs, including only 1 returning project and 3 brand new partnerships initiated this year. We will begin with our only returning project, Be a Blessing.
Bali Pesabene is a Guatemalan with a heart to help others in need across Guatemala. Currently, the CIA Factbook reports that nearly half of the Guatemalan population lives below the national poverty line, with 13% in extreme poverty, and nearly 1/2 of Guatemala's children under the age of 5 are chronically malnourished, one of the highest malnutrition rates in the world. These are the needs that drive Be a Blessing, an entrepreneurial venture in support of Guatemalans in need.
When we last presented Be a Blessing, Bali's work was going towards one organization, Our Lady of Mercy Orphanage, who serves children composed mostly of girls that have been abused, abandoned, or become pregnant of victims of incest. Bali began to sell rosary-style beads made during the girls' weekly craft sessions and took those beads to market, selling them around Guatemala with profits going towards the orphanage. We took this same product and brought it to the United States to increase their opportunity for raising funds.
This year, we added a new layer of sustainability when 2 of our Enactus alumni moved to Guatemala. Throughout our collaborations this year, we learned that multiple areas of the process needed restructuring. We worked to correct Bali's cash flow, a process that was taking far too long, with funds being tied up in operations. Bali now pays the orphanage for the bracelets up front, allowing them to budget and manage their expenses more efficiently. We also continued to help Bali operationalize production, inventory management, and we finalized her organizational structure.
Domestically, we've equipped students at Father Ryan High School to manage the sale of bracelets in the U.S. We've also conducted workshops, coaching students on business and marketing concepts. We created a marketing strategy to promote the project at Catholic schools throughout the Nashville area. This year, we even took an administrator and a student from Father Ryan to visit Bali and to visit the orphanage, a trip the school plans to make annually.
As demand for bracelets increased, Bali was faced with a difficult decision: to request more and more bracelets from the orphanage or to use an outside group to produce additional products. Considering the financial need throughout Guatemala, as well as the concern not to push the orphanage to produce large amounts of bracelets, Bali was moved to Be a Blessing to a group of struggling Guatemalan families.
Bali found 25 families excited about the opportunity. On a rotational basis, she would ask families to make bracelets while getting paid 75 cents for each bracelet produced. For families desperate for work, This income helped to provide the means they needed to survive.
By mentoring Bali and helping our local high school students sell bracelets, Be a Blessing raised over $2,000 in funds to help keep a Guatemalan orphanage running, and an additional $1,800 in wages being paid to impoverished Guatemalan families.
A simple bracelet, providing for needy families and housing orphans. It's amazing what entrepreneurship in action can do.
Victor Edmondson is a food service professional with TriCore, an organization with a mission to prepare inmates for success after incarceration through job training and transitional services. While he and his coworkers at the food commissary prepare balanced meals for 22,000 people in 16 different locations, their daily practice of blindly disposing 600-gallon-sized tin cans each day was far from balanced environmental needs. This was the inspiration for our prison waste diversion program.
Through our Springback Mattress Recycling program, we developed a close relationship between the Nashville Correction System and our Enactus team. This relationship created the trust to invite our team into multiple areas of the Tennessee Correction System to see if we could help them avert waste. But, unlike most of our Enactus projects, this project required clearance to the most sensitive areas of prisons in order to understand their streams of waste.
After an intensive application and training process, we were able to send 3 Enactus members to evaluate the waste streams of 2 prison facilities. Through our research, we found that we could have the greatest impact by altering the waste incurred through their food services.
One facility we visited is in charge of preparing meals for 16 locations. This facility was going through an average of 600 one-gallon containers of food each day, with these cans going directly into the garbage. Our team immediately began researching alternatives to this process. We brainstormed systems for cleaning and recycling the cans, as well as improving their cardboard recycling. We also researched simple ideas for different food containers to alleviate the problem as a whole.
We are proud to announce that after implementing our waste diversion strategies, the plant is projected to divert over 123,000 pounds of trash from landfills this year. This was achieved through several means. First, the plant took our suggestion and began recycling their tin cans. We also increased the effectiveness of their cardboard recycling by adding an additional 43% in revenue. Altogether, not only are we diverting over 63 tons of waste from landfills this year, we're creating a net impact of $103,000 through increased cost savings and increased revenues in the first 3 years.
It's a significant value, and not just to TDOC, but to the state of Tennessee, because we all know that when you get out, 2 things that are important. They need to have meaningful employment and a decent place to stay. And to do that, they need some basic skills, and those skills are taught by TriCore.
Through our prison waste diversion program, we're creating a renewed look at how some of our everyday decisions affect our environment. We've collaborated with food service employees to create an environmental change without sacrificing their product. We've also created long-term solutions for a prison facility, reframing the idea that reducing waste doesn't have to increase cost.
Empowering supervisors, teaching about environmental stability, and still saving money, a true success for our project.
Brandon Shaw is a student that enjoys school, although he admits that math isn't his favorite subject. For students across the Nashville metro area, he is far from alone. According to a published statistic, in 2011, 68% of Nashville's urban students failed the math portion of their standardized test. For Brandon and so many other students, concepts such as fractions, much less being able to run the financials needed to succeed in business, seem incredibly daunting. This is why our team initiated a math-focused entrepreneurship program for a group of Nashville's inner-city students known as the 100 Kings.
Belmont Enactus is no stranger to the 100 Kings organization, a group focused on selecting 100 at-risk students and mentoring them from the 5th grade all the way through their high school graduation. This year, we partnered with the project to combine both math and entrepreneurial concepts, giving them a framework needed for future success.
Okay, let's stop for a second. I want to ask you a question. In a normal day, how much math do you encounter? From developing price points, making purchasing decisions, even wondering what to do with your paycheck. All of these basic concepts can be crippling for someone who doesn't consider himself to be good at math. How many young entrepreneurs are scared away from considering these responsibilities because they know that running a business requires a daily usage of numbers? Our team truly feels that this concept, though rudimentary, was legitimately creating a cornerstone for future success.
Our program implemented a learning tool for teaching math entitled If I Had a Hammer. This unique teaching method specifically makes learning math interactive through practical hands-on tools. At the end of 10 sessions, our team put their newly developed skills to the test and constructed a small building requiring a number of mathematical assessments. This served as a strong reminder of the knowledge our team had gained. For the next 2 weeks, we moved past those more basic math skills towards a more intensive entrepreneurship curriculum using many of the skills our team had learned.
The success of this project can be measured in several ways. First, we used a pre-post test that came with the Hammer curriculum, revealing a 27% increase in math proficiency scores. Also, students reported an 88% increase in their confidence and their ability to learn math. Qualitatively, our house didn't fall, but more importantly, students like Brandon began to build a foundation for basic math, a foundation for him to build a future career.
We've worked with over 500,000 children around the country, and primarily we kind of target children in failing schools, at-risk kids. We're trying to really focus more on delivering Hammer through the internet, videos, some different kind of instructions, so the Enactus team is helping us really be able to take this to scale.
Through our 100 Kings If I Had a Hammer program, we united with these students and provided them with the knowledge to educate, mentor, and empower them for future success.
Laura Wilson loves crafts, music, and her family. She didn't know that these passions would intersect 2 years ago when allowing her daughter to spend the night at a friend's house. She later learned that the family was struggling to provide 2 basic meals each day. A November 2013 ABC News broadcast shared fears of food banks across the country, struggling to provide for the needs of their communities. These fears created a passion with Laura, which led to the creation of Strings for Hope, a nonprofit organization that takes discarded strings from instruments and repurposes them into jewelry.
When Laura came to Belmont Enactus, she was looking to take her nonprofit to the next level. She had goals to solidify her business strategies, as well as her accounting and operations. But her biggest goal was to take her current project from only reusing streams from local music stores to adding relationships with noteworthy musicians to increase the demand for her product. However, this instituted a number of challenges. Finding musicians, developing materials, meeting legal concerns, and even more challenging, balancing the brand of potential artists with the goals of Strings for Hope.
Immediately, our team reached out for help. We brought in one of our recent graduates and members of the Business Advisory Board, as well as current law students and faculty to help answer questions, develop plans, and create documents. We even met with one of Nashville's most prominent entertainment lawyers for direction. We knew that if we didn't create a solid infrastructure communicating exactly what to expect from both the community partner and the artists, that the entire project could fall flat.
We also recognize that as Laura's business continued to grow, she would not be able to do this alone. While we continue to train Laura on inventory management and accounting skills, we also introduced her to the Women of the Next Door, a recovery facility helping women overcome drug and alcohol addictions. While Laura continues to make the more intricate bracelets, we trained the Women of the Next Door to make her basic bracelets for retail.
So, was our team successful in attracting musicians to join the program? This year, we partnered with 8 musicians, including Little Big Town, Florida Georgia Line, the Eli Young Band, Blackjack Billy, and Stephen Curtis Chapman. The artists get to select a nonprofit of their choice that benefits hunger relief, medical aid, or education, with 100% of the profits going to charity. The artists need only to change their habit of throwing away used strings after a show and tell their guitar techs to box and label the strings with their concert information.
Clearly, this is a multi-year project that our team has undertaken. We've collaborated with Laura throughout the whole process, making sure she agreed with the direction the program was taking. We also didn't merely ask for a few donated guitar strings, but created an intensive infrastructure, including creating tagging, labeling, and an operational and accounting process, taking the raw materials to online sales.
Through our efforts, Strings for Hope has noted a 50% increase with over $10,000 being raised for various charities. We provide multiple value propositions. First, we provide consumers beautiful guitar strings that are repurposed and authenticated by the artist, with 100% of the profits going to that artist's charity, as well as providing jobs to disenfranchised women in our community.
We're extremely proud of the work that we've done with Strings for Hope, with all of this happening during this academic year alone, taking discarded guitar strings and repurposing them. This project is truly uniting our gifts, our talents, our community.
Despite how alone people may feel, Belmont Enactus strives to unite with those in need.
By collaborating with a young Guatemalan entrepreneur, we provided over $2,000 in support to needy children, as well as $1,800 in wages, giving hope, purpose, and livelihood to Guatemalan families.
By working with the Cook Chill facility and conducting waste stream analyses, we've saved the organization $103,000 and diverted 63 tons of trash away from landfills.
By teaching the 100 Kings math and entrepreneurship skills, their math proficiency increased by 27% and their confidence for learning math in the future by 88%, providing them with the foundation for future success.
And by empowering a Nashville entrepreneur, we trained her on running her business, added multiple layers to her value proposition, raised over $10,000 for charity, and provided jobs to disenfranchised women in our community.
When others feel as if they're on their own, Enactus teams just like ours are there to be with them.
To teach them.
Unite with them.
Belmont Enactus, uniting with our community through the power of free enterprise.
Thank you, Belmont University. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
Hello. With respect to your financial literacy work, talk a little bit about how you plan to continue that work in the future and continue to provide those skills to the group.
I would love to take that. So Perry implemented that system in Memphis, and he came with that curriculum already made. However, we knew that if combined with our students and our professors, it'd be possible to improve that program. And so over the summer, what we did was teach the curriculum. We wanted to experience it hands-on and see exactly what happened. After that, we're currently working with the education department and communication department, both students and faculty, to see how we can improve that program to be able to match not only the Common Core, which is going to be implemented within Tennessee and other states soon, but also just within the schools that they're testing with currently.
In addition to that, Perry is actually taking the refined product currently and rescaling it in Memphis, again, in 5 different subgroups. So this summer, we'll be walking alongside him to work with him on that financial literacy piece again.
With your 100 Kings program, do you have any early ideas of what % of those students are staying involved from grade 5 right on through grade 12?
Well, the 100 Kings program is kind of, it's already an organization that exists on its own, and we partner with them in the summers to help provide activities and different programs. So it just so happened that this past year we were approached by Perry to do the If I Had a Hammer curriculum, and so we kind of partnered with them. So from our results, we had a student that we kind of will work to, we've had mentors for them, and we've just kind of partnered to keep up with them throughout the year. So every summer we get back together with those students.
And just to add to that, 100 Kings organization, they pick a group when the group is in 5th grade, and they follow that same group until they graduate their senior year of their high school. So it's the same students every year.
In your business report on the last page on sustainability, you said you presented to 50 business executives. Did you have an ask for them, and do you get funding from businesses in your community?
Yeah, I'll take that one. We did. We went this past year and went and traveled and did some speaking, and we've gotten several contributions and grants, but if you can see from our annual report on the back some of our numbers, we have about 5,000, I believe, and then an additional 3,000 in contributions, and some of those are from our winnings from competitions in last year, but most of our funding doesn't, a portion of it does come from businesses, but a lot of it does not. And if a lot of our funding does come from fashionABLE, which is one of our businesses that we partner with, and they pay rent to us for being located on campus in our house that we have. So a lot of our revenues come from that project.
Can you talk about future plans for If I Had a Hammer?
I would love to. Similar to what I said earlier, we're really bunkering down with different departments and different groups to see how we can improve this curriculum. Because as Perry knows, and many entrepreneurs who are going to the education department, the Common Core is going to be implemented very soon. And so what we're currently doing is really seeing how we can match that our current curriculum with the Common Core to see how his program can be best utilized alongside that.
On your Cook Shield project, do you have any intention to expand that to other businesses?
Absolutely. With Cook Chill, this was the beginning of the relationship, and they wanted to use this facility as a pilot for an ongoing relationship. Based on the success and how the relationship has come so far, they actually asked us last week to look at 2 more facilities. One is one that manufactures license plates for the state of Tennessee, and another one that engages in textile operations.
Question for Strength for Hope. First of all, how did you secure those 8 celebrity bands? And second question is, you said this was a multi-year project. So what does success look like ultimately?
Absolutely, I can take that one. Securing those artists was hard.
The question and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the Belmont University Enactus team. Judges, this concludes the final round of competition. Please use the yellow cumulative evaluation form to tabulate your total evaluation of each individual Enactus team and to rank the final 4 teams in order from first to fourth. Additional time will be provided should you still need to finish your written comments on the green individual team evaluation forms. To expedite the scoring process, we ask that you please first complete your yellow cumulative evaluation form with your final ranking. Please remember that you must rank each team and that no ties are allowed. You must assign a separate rank to each team, with 1 being the highest rank and 4 being the lowest rank. And once you've finished scoring, please turn in your scoring sheets to Bernie Milano from KPMG, our official scorer.